Oh, isn't that sound familiar? Oh, maybe 8, 10, 12 hours ago, you heard a lot of that as you were at the bar, striking out yet again with the mediocre to good looking woman sitting next to you as she was downing shots of tequila, telling you about how her husband didn't bring home his paycheck this week and she had to carry the load for the entire family.
Again.
And you were thinking, well, maybe I could get my hand into her pants.
And you were wrong again.
So you drank more, and you drank more, and now you're here with us. He's a conquistador, Dave Height.
He's the maestro, Kevin Crane.
And yes, this is your Saturday morning hangover cure. This is Sports Frenzy 2.0 Weekend Edition. And let me tell you something right now. This could be the most devastatingly spectacular Weekend Edition ever. Because we have got a massive album review. We have got a lot to look back at with Reacher and with Fargo on TV, and I have got a mammoth movie review. Dave has got a couple book reviews.
Got a story time to throw in.
We have got Dumbass or Not. I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the greatest weekend editions ever. So fry up the eggs. Get the bacon and the sausage sizzling, because you're going to be stuck with us for at least an hour and a half as we tell you what to listen to, what to watch.
It's monumental, kids. It's going to be spectacular.
One of the most, is it possible to be one of the most anticipated albums of 2024, 3 weeks in 2024?
I think you could say that.
All right,
early on.
Green Day's new album,
Saviors.
15 tracks. Now, I will start this off by saying I was not impressed at all with their last album, Father of All Motherfuckers.
It was a letdown. It was a disappointment.
I would have to go back to Revolution Radio for the last good Green Day album.
Yeah, they've not been at their best of late.
And I can separate the art from the artist. I can separate that little pipsqueak dipshit, Billy Joe Armstrong, from the music of Green Day.
Yes.
So, how do we feel, Dave, about Saviors?
I think I've heard these songs before.
Now, of course, you and I, when we reviewed the first two singles, which are the first two songs.
Yep. American Dream is Killing Me and Look Ma No Brains. They felt very familiar musically and lyrically.
Yes. Same old territory that we've covered before with Green Day. And I agree completely. I think what we should do is we should look at the good stuff. Let's compare notes on the good stuff. 15 songs. 15 songs on Saviors.
This could be a short discussion.
I got four songs I liked. One I loved. One I absolutely loved. I got one that I think will be a contender for 2024 Song of the Year already. But beyond that,
where we're at.
All right. I liked One-Eyed Bastard.
Okay, we agree on that one.
That one came out of left field. Green Day doing like a Martin Scorsese mafia song. Bada bing, bada boom.
Vendetta is a friend of mine. Revenge is sweeter than wine. How can you not love that?
There are some good lyrics. There are some good lyrics on the album.
Very good lyrics here and there.
I agree with you for the most part. It's very stale.
Yeah. No, but One-Eyed Bastard definitely was very good.
Yes. And I think this is the problem with this whole album, is that I think they're pushing the generic, here's your old buddies, Green Day, here's their same old sound, when they should be pushing some of these different songs.
Yeah.
Like One-Eyed Bastard out there.
I enjoyed that. Their tribute to the 80s, 1981.
I liked it.
That was
I liked
okay.
it. Now,
That was
I've
decent.
got a
It
line.
wasn't as good as the other tributes to the 80s we've heard,
Right.
but it was pretty good. That's why I bring it up.
Yeah. And I love the chorus. She's gonna bang her head like it's 1981. And then you've got the line, great line. Cold War in my head and I'm East Berlin.
Yes.
I'll give Billy Joe Armstrong credit for some of these lyrics. They're
Yeah.
very, very so far we're okay.
Yep.
Corvette Summer, I thought was really good.
That was another one. Lazy with the lyrics.
It is lazy, but it's strong
it's
musically.
Musically great.
Yes.
Probably
get
musically
around, I can get around.
Yeah, musically it's probably the strongest.
Yeah. Nah, close.
It's
close. And here's the thing.
Well,
no, I think you're onto something here, because I think the production, we've talked a lot over the years since we've been doing this, where we've talked about how we listen to the music, and of course we listen to music and we dissect it better than anybody else.
We know when something's
underproduced, not produced the right way.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is we hear a couple times on Saviors where they bring the music up and the guitars are just fucking awesome. But it's not commonplace. It's rare on this album. Yeah, but when they do it,
it's done very well.
Right. So Corvette Summer, I thought was fantastic.
Yes.
And maybe, again, we're looking at the wistful side of Green Day. Corvette Summer, 1981, we liked. One-Eyed Bastard goes back to the old school Mafia.
Yeah.
And then we get my favorite. Oh, my God. Even though it's not retrospective, it's almost like a current song that's trying to be living in the 20s. Oh, my God.
It was all right.
Oh my God, it's awesome! Are you kidding me?
I wasn't that wild about it.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! I love that song. I love it so much. It melts your face off. It's so good.
I'll have to give it a couple more listens. It just didn't jump out to me.
Oh my God! Ain't that a kick in the head? Oh my God! It's unbelievably good. But then, of course, we go from living in the 20s to father to a son.
Oh, my God. What are you guys doing? This is not you.
This is Green Day doing Harry Chapin.
Yeah,
is. This is their version of Cats in the Cradle. And I don't give a fucking rip shit how good of a father Billy Joe Armstrong thinks he is. You don't do this. No. You don't do this, dude. And I personally probably think he's a shitty father, but
you never know.
Oh, come on. You're actually gonna put a song like this on a Green Day album?
You can't do that.
No. You cannot do this. Failure. Epic failure on the part of Green Day.
See, now I didn't mind the title track.
It was okay. It was okay. I thought for a title, usually for me, a title track needs to be one of the stronger album tracks, and this just wasn't.
It was better than most of what was on there.
Oh.
I mean, really, you're going to side with Fancy Sauce?
No, Fancy Sauce was terrible. It was generic in terms of music, and we all die young someday.
No
How many fucking goddamn rock stars have sung that over the years, the decades?
Yeah.
That's a generic line if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, you could have just dumped that and have been
Bobby Socks. I have no idea. What the hell is he talking about?
That's the worst.
I want to be your girlfriend. I want to be your boyfriend. I want to be your friend.
Worst fucking song.
Then Coma City. Don't call the cops, they all quit their jobs because of fucking liberal asshats like you. That's why they all quit their jobs, because you're the same asshat sitting out there saying get rid of all the cops.
Duh. Go put yourself in a damn coma, Billy.
So, it's hard.
There's some good stuff, but there's
Yeah, but
eh.
boy, see now you didn't even like living in the 20s.
It
I'm
was
just I'm
okay.
just looking at
It
it
was
like if I
okay.
didn't like that song as much as I do, this album would be a 1.5. As it is, because I love that song, living in the 20s so much, I will give Green Day's Saviors a weak 2.5.
See, I was going just a 2 overall.
But we figured when we heard the first two singles,
What we were gonna get, but it's worse than what we thought it was gonna be.
in many respects, yes. There are still some
There's some
highlights.
highlights in there, but they're few and far between.
This sounds to me like a band coasting on their laurels.
Yeah,
They're not pushing the boundaries.
pushing what
They're
they
not
should do.
trying to find new stuff. Again, hearing One Eyed Bastard and them doing the whole mafia thing was kind of fun, kind of cool.
That was something different
Yes,
and enjoyable.
yeah. But for the most part, this album is the same old Green Day.
And
You're
then
50
just
years
kind of
old now, guys. You can't just sit there and act like you're 20. Oh, we're rebels. Oh my God. Oh, you got to be careful because we're rebels and we're
not anymore.
we're reckless and you don't know what we're gonna do. Yeah, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna whine and bitch and moan and cry about Donald Trump going on tour, make a shit ton of money,
An
go back,
overcharge.
go back to your palatial estates, and act like the world sucks because we're punk, quote unquote. Kiss my ass.
Not anymore, you're not.
No, that's two in a row, guys. Two disappointing albums in a row. Next one, you're out. You go three in a row, you're out.
All right, moving on to songs this week.
This is our color theme, right? That I
Yes,
proposed.
outside of one. Should we take the non-color one first?
Sure.
All right, let's do Alive, Honeymoon Suite.
Short, but I
Short but
liked it.
good. I
liked it.
enjoyed this one.
Good to hear them back again.
Yeah, no, this I really enjoyed.
Yeah. It's a short song, clocks in under 3 minutes, but the essential hook, the essential catchiness of 80s Honeymoon Suite is there.
It is. It's a solid 2.5.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Completely, 100%, 2.5. I miss Honeymoon Suite.
Yeah,
They were one of the bands that I really, really liked from the 80s that I don't think got enough
an
credit.
underappreciated.
How many times have we gone out in the past to a bar back when we were doing this
in
show on YouTube in a bar, and then after we shut down, the band would come out and they would play New Girl Now.
Yeah.
And nobody appreciates The Big Prize, Bad Attitude, Feel It Again. But now here's the thing. I have not listened. They've put out like 2 or 3 albums since their heyday, and I have not listened to them. This was the first time I've actually seen them reach out, get a little bit of a push
get a
with
little
publicity.
buzz going.
Yeah. So
I may have to go listen to the last couple.
well, we'll definitely review the new album.
Yeah.
Coming out next month. Alive will be out in February. That will be on the slate here on the weekend edition.
All right, now your color theme. Going black.
I'll let you lead the way. You pick the ones you want to. You want to go worst to best, best to worst, whatever you want.
Oh, let's save the best for last. So let's dig in with the Black Keys. Beautiful people, stay high.
I was hoping you were going to save that for the last.
Oh, hell no. This was the worst of the three. My God. Why can't they... Why does every song they do sound the fucking same?
Well, not only that, but again, I have complained about this for the last 3 or 4 months. And I know some of these bands we really like. We've seen them live. We've seen the Struts live. We've seen Dirty Honey live. These saviors of rock and roll. These are the bands that are supposed to save rock. And the Black Keys are first and foremost. The critics love the Black Keys.
Why?
Can't get enough of the Black Keys.
Why?
They're a lock for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I say the same thing. Why?
There's
why,
nothing there. There's nothing there.
No, they're a tribute band at best. And here we get it worst. When they collaborate with Beck, we get this
Garbage.
awful garbage. Beautiful people, stay high. And we should have known the minute they announced it was a collaboration with Beck.
We should have stayed away.
But again, these are the guys that are supposed to be the greatest saviors of rock and roll.
We're trying.
Yes.
We're trying.
That's what we're doing. We're trying.
And this
keep an open mind. We're
Yeah.
keeping an open mind.
We're trying to, but again, it's the same tripe.
Yeah. They've got a couple good songs, but we're talking about a couple good songs over the last 4 or 5 albums.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, there's not enough there for me to want to listen to the albums.
No. And plus, these two guys in the Black Keys, you listen to them in interviews, they sound like complete and total arrogant douchebags.
Because the critics love them,
Yes.
and they can get away with it.
They think they are the saviors of rock and roll. And if you say they're not, then you're an asshat. Well, I guess I'm an asshat.
Me too.
Because
they're not the saviors of rock.
You're not. I can't even get one frenzy, maybe.
I was going a week 2, being generous.
Wow, you're being nice.
I'm being nice.
Wow. No, I didn't like this song at all.
So, there you go.
No, I go 1.
All right, then we will go with the song Black Butterfly, Scott Stapp.
Of course, we know Creed is going back out on tour, which I hate for the simple fact that means no Alter Bridge, no Tremonti.
Yeah.
We're stuck with the inferior of the 3 that Mark Tremonti is involved in.
Yeah.
I've never been a Creed fan. Sorry, just never have been.
No, they were okay. I think Stapp is better solo than he is with Creed.
I listened to, now this is the 3rd of the 3 songs that have been released. Now his album comes out in a couple months, Higher Power. I'm trying to agree with you here. I'm in a roundabout way. I'm getting there. I'm trying to agree with you. I'm trying to back up my position with telling you that listening to the other 2 songs that have been released, yes, I don't know, he gets a little bit more freedom to do what he wants, a little bit harder edge, which even harder edge than an Alter Bridge type Creed type feel. Black Butterfly really could have been a good song, except I cannot stand sometimes the way he sings. He over enunciates.
Yeah.
Fly, back butterfly. And I just want to strangle him and go, don't do that. God help me, don't do that. He over enunciates so much when he sings. It drives me insane. Because Black Butterfly it sounds like it could have been an unbelievably good song in somebody else's hands. But because it's Scott Stapp and he over sings everything, oh God. I'll give it a week, 2.5 frenzies.
Yeah, I'm at a 2.5 as well for it. So there's something there.
We might listen to the album.
We'll give it a little bit more, and we'll give the album.
Yeah, we might listen to the album.
So it's enough. I'll listen to it.
Yeah, and the other 2 songs actually are better.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is the weaker of the 3.
Right.
For sure.
But again, he just, oh my God. the guy needs to take vocal lessons from somebody and tone it down with the over enunciation. Fly, fly.
Maybe that's his producer wanting to do that shit.
Oh no, I think it's ingrained in him.
Could be.
Oh my god.
All right, now.
Well, now I'm happy because that means that
the strongest song of the week.
You did like the Black Crowes.
I did. The Black Crowes, Waiting and Wanting. Damn, this was good.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
This is up there with the best that they've had to date.
It sounds initially like it's the first 30, 45 seconds. It sounds like
you're thinking you're getting something off their first album.
Right.
But they've grown.
A little bit harder edge.
They're pushing things a little bit more.
Yeah.
And the vocals are strong. Lyrics are great.
Yep.
Loved this one.
Very cool. I was worried. I was a little worried. But I heard this, and the first time I heard it, I was in love with it.
Oh, yeah. This one gets its hooks in you right away.
Because, again, this is a band that has not put out new music in a long time. We reviewed, when we first started the Weekend Edition, remember, we reviewed their covers EP.
Yeah.
And we were like, not really impressive, not doing it for us.
Come up with something new.
And you wonder after that much time off, if a band can really get it back together. It didn't sound like they missed a beat.
No, I'm looking forward to the new album.
Yes. This is a 3.5.
Abso-freaking-lutely 3.5.
Yes. This
is in the running.
Along with Living in the 20s by Green Day, already 2 contenders, in my humble opinion.
Well, there you go. I've got one.
For 2024 Song of the Year. All right, so coming up next week. We got new songs. Judas Priest, the 3rd single from Invincible Shield, is out. Crown of Horns.
If that doesn't sound like a metal song, I don't know what does.
It's actually kind of mellow.
Really?
Yeah. Kind of mellow. We've got the 4th. This would be the 4th from Blackberry Smoke. The 4th single.
Yeah.
Azalea. And then this one came out of the blue just 24 hours ago. Dave and I saw him live in concert years ago. We love him. And I'm going to kind of tie this into our album review. All right. First up, new album coming out from Mark Knopfler.
Yes.
Lead single. First single out. Ahead of the Game. Brand new album coming out in April from Mr. Knopfler is One Deep River.
Looking forward to it.
So, of course, now, 2 weeks from now, big news, the big, huge news, Billy Joel new song. First one we've gotten in a long time from Mr. Joel.
Very, very long time.
Now, some people are mistaken in saying it's the first new song from him since River of Dreams. That is not true. He put out a couple solo songs about 12 years ago. But now we get an official new song from Billy Joel 2 weeks from now. On the Weekend Edition, we will review Turn the Lights Back On. Unfortunately, he's not debuting it until the 1st of February, which will just miss next week's taping. So it's going to be 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
We'll get you covered.
All right, now going back to Mark Knopfler to wrap up things here in segment 1 with the music. We don't have a lot in terms of new albums for the next few weeks.
No.
So I don't know if this is something you would be amenable to. But recently released compilation. You can listen to it on Spotify. I'm not expecting you to shell out $50, but they put together all of the Dire Straits live albums from the past.
Oh my.
And I got a hold of it, and I am going through it and sifting through it. So, not an official review, let's put it that way, but just something maybe to delve into
Get us
and
through.
yeah.
Kind of start going one by one, and
It's 8 CDs. So I was thinking we start off with Alchemy, which is the biggest one.
yeah.
There's Alchemy, there's On the Night, both of those are double CDs, and there's Live from the BBC, and get us through a couple weeks.
There
And
we
of course, we review our songs as we go through when the new songs get released, but since we don't have any new albums coming out until...
We could do a retrospective, unless one of us happens to stumble upon something
There you go.
that piques our interest.
Yeah. But I'm going to be diving into this Dire Straits box set.
I'm intrigued by this.
So technically,
because getting into some of the stuff that never got any airplay, come on.
And the cool thing is, again, I did not know. I bought the box set because I'm a huge Dire Straits fan. Did not know Mark Knopfler had a new album coming out. So that kind of really ties in well.
Yes,
that we know we're getting more Mark Knopfler on top of this. But just to hear some of these songs that, and some of them, if you people do not know live Dire Straits, Knopfler will stretch these songs out.
yes, he will.
You're not getting a 2.5 minute song.
No.
He will stretch out Tunnel of Love or Sultans of Swing or Espresso Love, if he feels like it, to 15 minutes.
Yeah, he'll just play and play and play.
So
just go with it.
Yeah. And we've seen him in concert. The man is a genius.
So damn good with the guitar.
Yep.
Vocally solid.
Yep. So something we're going to have a little fun with. Again, like Dave said, if we find something else, something pops up, an album we didn't know about, but otherwise on top of the Judas Priest and the new Mark Knopfler,
it's a toss-up for a while.
We'll just dig into this box set for the next week or two and see what we think. But we're not even close to being done with the weekend edition.
No, we are not.
Next segment, of course, movies and books.
Could be spillage depending on how we get going with Oscar shit.
And Razzie
and
shit.
Razzies.
I feel I need to watch Expendables 4 just to see how bad it is. But the thing is, there are movies on every year, Dave, on the Razzie list. There are movies where I go, I kind of like that.
I know.
No, not Winnie the Pooh, Blood and
No,
Honey.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey deserved to be there. Expendables, it deserved to be with the Razzies.
We'll get into it.
We'll
get into it, kids. We're going to take a break here, quick promo break, and we'll be right back with big time movie review from the maestro, story time from your Uncle Dave, Razzies, Oscars, and books.
Spillage if we need it.
Told you, it's going to be a jam-packed, fun-filled hangover cure here on your Saturday morning. We'll be right back. Stuck in a no-win situation? Wife being held captive while your feet bleed? Take a second to decompress. Pull out your smartphone and listen to Sports Frenzy 2.0 on Spotify, Anchor, Google, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Apple, Overcast, and Castbox. And don't forget to check out their Facebook page. The Maestro and the Conquistador will take your mind off your dire predicament and give you the best non-PC sports commentary you'll find anywhere. And once you compose your exit strategy and take down some German terrorists, you'll want to yell, Yippee-ki-yay! Hey, Sports Frenzy 2.0. You guys doing okay? You getting over the hangover? You getting over the headache? The nausea? The acid reflux? Good, because there's plenty more of the weekend edition to come.
That's right. We're going to be talking movies, books, all that stuff related here on Spotify, Google, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Apple, Overcast, Castbox, Amazon, Audible, and iHeart Sports Frenzy, baby.
Otherwise known as iHeartRadio.
Should have taken a little half breath in between there.
Of course, we got snackage here in the Sports Frenzy studio, thanks to the very gracious Conquistador. So, an Utz pub
Yummy.
mix that is sweet but very, very good.
As it says, it is a savory blend of crunchy snacks.
Yes. I have my review. Finally! I have been waiting for months to pass along my review for this movie. I decided to buckle down, suck it up, Buttercup, shell out the $19. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
Yeah,
Part
finally
1.
did it.
Yes, even though it debuts on Paramount Plus this week. I literally bought the movie a day before they announced that. Like, right. You fuckers! You motherfuckers!
You wanted it for your collection anyway.
I did.
So quit your bitching.
And let me tell you this, well worth the money. Well worth 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Good Lord, man.
I know Dave hates Tom Cruise. He hates
certain roles.
Reacher, number 1.
The Mummy.
But I have been enamored with these movies for 2 decades now.
He does a phenomenal job in the Mission Impossibles.
Ethan Hunt, of course, not in any way connected to the original TV series,
no.
But the theme music, the self-destructing in 10 seconds, you know, the message that they give him.
Yep, this message will self-destruct.
But other than that, it's all Tom Cruise and his team putting together this massive conglomerate, especially after the first 3. Now, the first 3, in a way, stand alone.
And then
you had Brian De Palma, you had John Woo, and then you had J.J. Abrams come in to direct the third. And then Christopher McQuarrie came in after that, and they put together a cohesive storyline since 4 on that has been intact.
That's a massive story arc.
Yes. And this,
for this piece.
This Dead Reckoning Part 1, and here, by the way, is the catch. And I hate this because I think it's a sellout on Hollywood's part.
Well, Hollywood's selling
out. Enough money. It didn't make enough money. Even though $170 million for this franchise is pretty good considering it topped out at $230. $170 is not bad.
It still did better than most of the Marvel stuff of late.
Yes, absolutely correct. So now, when it gets released on Paramount Plus, as you're listening to this, they've chopped off Part 1. So that tells me they're going to change the title for the final chapter coming out in 2025. It's not going to be Dead Reckoning Part 2. I have a feeling they're going to change because we have to distance ourselves from this perceived box office failure, which is not a box office failure.
Idiots and morons run Hollywood.
Dead Reckoning is unfucking believable. I mean, the things they do with this, the storylines they tie in from the past movies. This is an homage, by the way, to movies. I found
Easter eggs galore.
Unbelievable amounts of references to classic movies. Number one, the obvious ones, the climactic final scene takes place on the Orient Express.
Nice.
And by the way, it is a blatant ripoff of Jurassic Park: The Lost World. There are also, in my opinion, my humble opinion, again, blatant and not so blatant, subtle references to John Wick, The Hunt for Red October, and The Great Escape with Steve McQueen.
Nice.
So I think this is kind of them, Tom Cruise and his team pulling together. We're going to go off next time, 2025, in a blaze of glory. Who knows if Ethan Hunt is going to survive? He might die. And it wouldn't shock me if he did. It really wouldn't. Because you can always fill in with another agent.
Right.
Just like Ethan Hunt stepped in here to take over this latest run. Well, oh my God. This movie is so good. So good. Dave, what? You and I read all these books, with Jack Reacher and Philip Marlowe and all the special investigators and agents, Bond and all of them that you and I read. What now would be the number one threat that these guys would have to face? What would be the number one top threat?
Oh, good Lord. China, Korea, domestic terrorism, take your pick.
Wrap all that up plus AI.
It all comes together.
Ethan Hunt has to track down a lost source of the most powerful, destructive AI force the world has ever known. Two parts of a key floating around in the ether between this person, that person, this person, that person.
Did you people not see the Terminator?
This could basically be Skynet. Again, another reference to a classic movie. I got to give Tom Cruise all the credit in the world. His team and him are so smart when they put these movies together. And I did not like, I know, blasphemy. I did not like Top Gun Maverick. I didn't think it was all that good.
It was okay. It was all right.
But I am an unabashed fanatic for the Mission Impossible. I have watched all of them multiple times. 3, 4, 5 times minimum. And this one's no exception. I will watch this again probably tomorrow night.
There you go. Like we've talked about, I'm not a huge Cruise fan. The Mission Impossible is the series he owns. That is his baby. He is brilliant in those movies.
Yep.
And I need to watch all of them.
Yep.
I've seen the first 4.
You have to watch them all. Back to back.
I do. I need to go and see them all the way through.
Yeah. They have to be now, with what has been set up over the last 3 or 4 movies, you have to watch them all back to back to back. Because even going back to the first one, there are characters that come into play in Dead Reckoning that you have to know about and have to understand their thinking, their personas. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning.
Brilliant writing for the true fans of the franchise.
Yes, and again, end it after the next one. I would say end it after the next one. And if you kill Ethan Hunt off,
then so be it.
I think we'd all be fine with that. Because I think Tom Cruise knows he's getting older. He's going to have to transition to more dramatic movies, more dramatic roles where he can't keep doing these stunts over and over. And God bless him, he does his own stunts.
Yeah.
And some of them are ridiculous, especially in this movie. And this is one of the things where I badger Dave and I say, I know you hate him as Reacher, and I get it. You'll never watch the Reacher movies.
I will not, but I appreciate the Mission Impossible.
But the Mission Impossible movies are unbelievable. And the weakest ones are the second and the third, directed by John Woo and J.J. Abrams.
Go figure.
Who would ever thought? Christopher McQuarrie is the guy who helped tie this all together. He has been the guy who's
taken
directed
it to the next
most
level.
of the last bunch. And I'm telling, and now this one does end on a cliffhanger, so you figured that. You figured that.
It says part 1. You know
Right.
it was going to be a cliffhanger. Come on.
3.5 frenzies easily. Watching it again, probably I'll end up bumping it to 4. But for now, because it's so long, it is very long. 2 hours, 45 minutes, very long. 3.5 frenzies is still phenomenal. It did not let me down at all.
Excellent.
I was glued to my seat watching the. Haley Atwell's beautiful, by the way. Remember her, Agent Carter?
Uh-huh.
Oh, she's pretty.
She's pretty.
She's pretty. Oh, she's pretty. She's very pretty. Oh, they're so. Rebecca Ferguson, pretty. They're all pretty. Tom Cruise, God damn you! God damn you! You and your Scientology mumbo jumbo voodoo crap. You're luring all these beautiful women. I can't get one. Come on, dude. Share the wealth a little bit.
You're in the wrong city.
I'm in the wrong life.
There's that too.
3.5. 3.5 strong frenzies for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
There you go. All right, story time. So Sunday night, after football and all, staying up, I'm like flip on Netflix to try and find something new to watch. Youngest Nick comes in to grab a snack. Do you want to watch a movie? Yeah, sure, what the heck. What do you want to watch? I don't know. Flipping through, see anything you want. What's that Western? High Plains Drifter.
Oh, dude! No!
With Clint Eastwood, he goes, it ain't good. I'm like, is
Ain't
it any good? Click it on. Watching it through. Welcome to the town of Lago. Welcome to hell. Let's paint the town red. Oh, so damn good. The man with no name. Or does he have a name in this one? Because you know who he is. As he phases in through the haze coming into town and phases out through the haze on his way out. Eastwood's second directorial attempt.
And he would get nothing but better until he won the Oscar.
That's right.
For Unforgiven.
So good. Great revenge flick. Nick loved it. So Monday, I'm working from home. Got lunch and said, what you gonna watch? Joe Kidd any good? So now he's going through the movies. I've got some of Eastwood westerns at home. So he's going.
Has he watched Unforgiven?
Not yet.
Oh my God.
I told him, so with High Plains Drifter,
Pale Rider,
he has. I was telling him, you got his character from Good, Bad, the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars, Few Dollars More.
Right.
Then you've got kind of this one, High Plains Drifter brings in
a little bit,
not officially, but this is the man with no name,
right?
And so then you get into Pale Rider, then you get into Unforgiven, which kind of seemed to be the trilogy with this character, and he's like, cool. So now he's lining up. So we'll begin the Clint Eastwood westerns.
And then you're going to have to do Dirty Harry.
We've started the Dirty Harry. We've got through 4 of them.
But you got to get him to Gran Turismo.
Yes.
The unofficial
end to
Dirty Harry.
So
On the sports edition this past Thursday morning, we talked about sports heroes, and we talked about Walter Payton for me and you.
Yep.
And then for me, Ryan Sandberg. When Clint Eastwood dies, I will
That's
be a mess.
gonna hurt.
I will be a mess.
That's
When Clint Eastwood passes, I will be a mess.
My God, how many damn
He is my cinematic hero.
Everything he's done.
Even the minor stuff like Bronco Billy, Blood Work.
Blood Work was great. Play Misty for Me.
Yeah.
And
Absolute Power. I mean, just
Every Which Way But Loose, Any Which Way You Can.
Right. Just even the minor stuff he did, not counting the big stuff. The Man with No Name, Dirty Harry, all the World War II movies.
Yeah.
Kelly's
Coogan's Heroes. Coogan's Blood. Yeah.
That will hurt. When Clint leaves, that will. And I better, goddamn, I know cable TV has dominated Netflix, and we don't get the same audiences we get on CBS and NBC and ABC. There better be tributes to Clint Eastwood all over the fucking place on every major network, because he is the man.
Absolutely.
He's the man.
So damn good in everything he does.
I am very happy to hear that you have.
So you will be having more story times as I give you the updates on what Nick thinks about these fine films.
I might have to go back and revisit some of these, because I've seen those movies so many times, but never do they get old. Never. Oh my God, fantastic. Well, before we get into the Razzies and the Oscars, I guess we should bring up the good or bad news of the week, depending on how you look at it. Alec Baldwin's been charged again with involuntary manslaughter for the shooting on the set of Rust. I'm actually, I gotta tell you, let the justice system play out the way it
play out.
But let me ask you this question as a movie connoisseur. Are you intrigued to watch this movie?
Not particularly.
I'm just asking. Because it's a Western. So
I know, I love good Westerns.
We're just talking about Westerns.
Maybe we'll see. I'm on the fence. So
look at previews, see how it works.
If it hits the streaming, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
But if it makes it, we'll see. I don't know.
All right, we have got Oscar nominations and Razzie nominations.
What about you? Do you have any desire to see it?
Same as you, probably. If it hits stream. The thing with me is the genre.
Yeah, we're Western fanatics.
So because it's a Western, I will probably, if it looks good in previews, check it out.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people say the Western is dead.
No, it's
low budget Westerns on streaming and video on demand. There's a ton of them out there. So,
and some of them are actually pretty damn good.
Yeah. So, what was the one I didn't like it, but Dead for $1 a year or two ago. You know, there are Westerns still out there. Kevin Costner's coming out with his big Horizon 2-part.
Yeah.
That he actually quit Yellowstone to do.
Yeah.
So.
No. Costner knows how to do a Western.
Yes. So that I'm looking forward to.
Silverado to Dances with Wolves. Wyatt Earp.
Yep. Open
Range. He knows Westerns. I'm looking forward to this new one.
And I think that if he's this passionate about this project and giving up Yellowstone,
then
where they would have wrote a blank check to him to say, keep this going. And he said, no.
I have my own thing that I want to do.
But again, I think he's got enough money where he wants to do what he wants to do. And kudos to him for that.
At this point in his career, in his life, fuck it. Kudos. Do what you want to do, bud.
Yeah.
Just don't do Waterworld 2.
I loved Waterworld! You shut up, Dave! You shut up, Dave! The most underrated movie of all fucking time is one. Why does everybody hate Waterworld? It's Mad Max on the water. Oh my god! Nobody likes Waterworld. I love Waterworld.
Yeah.
You have to open your mind. All right, real quick. We're not going to go through all the nominations for the Oscars or the Razzies, but
No.
Barbie got hosed, supposedly.
Margot Robbie got the shaft.
Yes. Dave, you can't say that. That's sexist.
Whatever. She got hosed out of a
I
nomination.
would give her my shaft.
Nomination for Best Actress.
And Greta Gerwig did not get nominated for Best Director.
Right. But yet, you've got Best Supporting Actress for America Ferrera and Best Supporting Actor for Ryan Gosling.
Man, Ryan Gosling. Love Ryan Gosling.
Thumbs up, baby.
Yeah, we got more coming up later with Ryan Gosling. I was just happy the Holdovers got nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress. Exactly what I wanted. I'm telling you, that movie, best movie. Now, I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. I will check it out next month on Netflix.
That is one that I really want to see.
Yep. Now we move on to the Razzies.
Now, here you go. This will tell you of the best pictures. Dun, dun, you've seen the Holdovers.
And that's it. That's the only one.
And that's it. I want to see the Holdovers, and I plan to see Oppenheimer.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I've seen, same thing. How many of the worst pictures have you and I seen? On the Razzies.
On the Razzies, worst picture. Exorcist Believer.
Both
check.
of us. Both of us.
Expendables 4. Check.
I haven't seen it yet.
Meg 2.
Both of us.
Check. Shazam, Fury of the Gods, no. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
Check.
What the hell does that say about us? What the hell does that say about us that we're watching the worst instead of the best?
We know what we like. We don't like uppity, pretentious crap.
I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know what Anatomy of a Fall is. I have no clue what that movie is.
No. Barbie, I don't care. I didn't play with the dolls.
Past Lives. I don't know what Past Lives is.
Poor Things. All right, we're going to watch Emma Stone bone her way through the whole movie.
Yeah, and they got her all like nastied up and dark hair. I don't get that. I don't get that. Zone of Interest. Do you know what that is?
I have no fucking clue.
There you go.
So that tells you something.
Let's leave you some time for books. So let's move on to Literary Frenzy.
All right.
Can I just throw in a couple book things for you first, though?
Yes.
Remember how we used to read Remo Williams, The Destroyer?
Right, yeah.
And The Executioner?
Yeah.
What was the third series? After The Destroyer and The Executioner, what was the third series like that? Where we would get the cheap paperbacks.
Oh.
You know damn well what I'm talking about.
I do. God, what the fuck was it?
Deathlands.
Yes, yeah.
Deathlands is now being made into a 10-part TV series.
And we still don't have anything for Mac Bolan the Executioner.
No. But Deathlands is going to be on the TV in the next year or two. And the other one I've got for you, Michael Mann and Meg Gardner are going to continue their collaboration, not with another Heat book, but they're going to start a new series.
Ah, intriguing.
So,
I have to give, a lot of literary awards just came out. I have got to sing the praises of our boy, James Lee Burke.
All right.
Winner of the Crime Writers Association Dagger Lifetime Achievement Award.
Greatest writer of all time.
Absolutely.
Love James Lee Burke.
All right.
Looking forward to Cleat in a couple months.
Absolutely. 2 books for you this week. I'm on pace for 1 a week right now, kids. We'll see if it holds. Probably not. First up, Goodbye Girl, James Grapando's 18th Jack Switek legal thriller set down in Miami, Florida. This one finds Jack getting sucked into representing a pop singer whose producer ex-husband is suing her because she's saying, "Go pirate." He owns the rights to her songs. She's saying, "Pirate my old stuff," so he doesn't get any money. So, getting all that settled through their marital crap, lo and behold, a murder mystery ensues. An old case involving Switek's FBI wife comes back to the surface between the husband and wife, so they're on trial for that. You've got the Russian gang who runs the music piracy websites. You've got an extraction kidnapping that sucks in Jack's buddy Theo. Hits galore. You got a killer out there gibbeting users of the music piracy website, literally strangling them and then posting them onto piers for 3 tides before he lets the police know where they're at. Mass freaking chaos, full of twists and turns. Jack and his wife are at odds over the case. This is one of the quicker Switek reads. I've enjoyed it. It's a solid 3. Very good and enjoyable. And then real quick, Ballistic, Mark Greeny's Gray Man number 3.
Asshole! I only say that because I wanted to read the Gray Man series, and of course Dave's going to blow through it in 2 weeks.
By the end of the year, I hope to have been caught up with them. Anyway, after escaping a kill team in South America, he's trying to get back to take out his Russian oligarch handler who sent them after him. Winds up hearing about an old colleague from the DEA who was killed in Mexico, goes to pay his respects, meets the wife, gets into the family drama, winds up having to protect the family from a Mexican cartel, declares all-out war, as only the Gray Man court gentry can do. So
I want more.
Still very, very
I want
good.
more Ryan Gosling as court gentry.
No kidding.
I want another movie, god damn it.
Yes,
God, that was
good.
awesome.
This is a solid 3 as well. So good. And just when you think, how can he keep going? He does. These books are long and involved.
Oh, they're long. Oh my God, they're long.
And they don't bog down. That's the thing, is it just keeps boom, 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 rolling. So, very good writer.
I will have a book review next week, but I'm going to tie it into next segment and talk about my love for the old, aging, classic detectives. I'm going to tie it back into a movie review I did a couple weeks ago involving Robert McCall, The Equalizer, and a brand new TV show on AMC. So stay tuned. I told you this was going to be a great, awesome weekend edition. We are not even close to being done yet. We got Dumbass or Not coming up. Come on, Reacher,
Fargo.
Come on, kids.
Stick with us. Another segment.
You can't get it better than this. Take another aspirin if we're too loud. You'll get over it. We'll be right back. When your day of dealing with international intrigue is over and you've settled down in your Aston Martin, call up Sports Frenzy 2.0 on your phone or smart car stereo. Every Thursday, Kev Dave will take your mind off the megalomaniac who just had a laser pointed at your genitals with the best sports criticism around. And don't forget to listen to the weekend edition every Saturday so you can plan out your entertainment options with the femme fatale of your choice. Grab a martini, shaken, not stirred, and check out Frenzy, Sports Frenzy 2.0. All right, kids, we're back here on the weekend edition, Sports Frenzy 2.0, landing Saturday morning, January the 27th, 2024. That's your Uncle Dave.
That's your Uncle Kev.
Hopefully you're over your hangover by now, but if you're not, that's fine.
You still got some time to gear up for tonight.
Another 30 minutes of us telling you what to watch, what to listen to. It's all good. We got you covered. 2 big series ending within the last week, and we have got our reviews of both of them. Number 1, starting off with Season 2 of Lee Child's Jack Reacher on Amazon Prime.
Yep, Season 2 based on the book Bad Luck and Trouble.
Breaking news today. You want to tell the kids, Dave?
Yep, we know Season 3 is officially shooting, and they leaked today, or was announced today. It is based on the book Persuader. Not 61 hours that we were hoping for, but still a solid story.
Yep. So now we look back at the just concluded Season 2 based on Bad Luck and Trouble.
You don't mess with the special investigators.
What? I'm not going to say anything bad. It's awesome.
It is. It's fantastic.
Reacher is what we needed. It's a kick in the nuts to TV.
Yep.
And this is why a Reacher is a big reason why people are gravitating away in what I think is the death of network TV. Because people are watching shows like Reacher. It's better stuff, higher quality stuff.
They don't have to dumb things down.
Right. We don't need Chicago PD, fire, toiletry training, whatever the shows they're putting on NBC.
You don't need the damn singing shows.
Right. This is what people want. Reacher Season 2, just as good as Season 1. Different animal altogether.
Oh, yeah, they're all going to be different.
Because, of course, here you've got the team dynamic with the special investigators, where Season 1, Reacher was on his own. But we get a little bit of that Margrave influence peeking in at times here in Season 2. I thought the last episode was a little bit too much of a, touchy-feely.
They went too touchy-feely at the end with the goodbyes to the team. And
yeah, but still
you're
not bad.
You're going to get some of that when you have the transition.
Yep.
But still, overall, very, very good.
Yep, 3.5 frenzies, easily.
Absolutely. Can't miss stuff.
Nope. Gotta watch Reacher. You've got to watch this.
If you haven't yet, all 8 episodes have dropped now. You can binge through it. You won't be disappointed.
Then we move on to FX with Season 5 of Fargo. Now, of course, this is an anthology series where every show, every season is different. This year featured John Hamm, Juno Temple, in a story about a fanatical militia leader who happened to be a sheriff.
Yeah, a whacked out sheriff, abusive sheriff.
And I've mentioned that
domestic violence was at the forefront of this season.
Can't handle that. That stuff just bothers me. That's why I don't watch Law and Order, SVU. I just have a problem with violence against women. It's just me. I would hope it was not just me, but you know.
No, it was just Ham's character was very disturbing.
And the sad thing is, before he gets his comeuppance, he takes down some good people.
He does, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, and
It's evil sometimes will get the better before they take the fall.
again, the books we read, the movies we watch, that's the story. That's life.
Right. It happens.
Now, I will say this: I wasn't as enamored with this season of Fargo as I have been in some of the past. Although I have to admit, this bizarre hitman, and that was
The
another thing
boogeyman.
about the last episode that dragged on a while, was how they tried to reconcile how they were going to take him out of the equation in terms of he was not going to come back for the tiger.
Right.
He was not coming back for
Coming
the
back
tiger.
for the tiger.
It worked, but it didn't.
Yeah, because you never got the full. They alluded to an explanation.
A mythical
A
explanation.
mythical explanation.
He is the sin eater.
Yeah. And from that point, he became this soulless thing that just wandered the earth doing people's bidding. And it took the family's kindness to bring his humanity back.
Yes.
Which was kind of neat, but still it left some open questions.
There were some very interesting side stories, of course, with Joe Keery, the son.
Yeah.
And what happened to him.
Yeah, that's kind of got what he had coming to him, too.
And then we had the whole, basically, the Dallas episode, as I like to call it, where it was all a dream.
Yeah.
But it was a very interesting dream. And it kind of tied in some things to let you know part of the past.
Yeah.
The history of what was going on. But in the end, this was kind of more of a... It felt like a Waco abusive wife type stuff that...
It didn't quite match up to previous seasons.
I would say the last 2 seasons of Fargo have been... None of them have been bad.
No.
None of them have been bad.
It's still worth watching.
Great acting. Well done. Noah Hawley does an unbelievable job. Now he's coming.
You really get... You feel for the characters. You root for the characters. You hate the characters. That's what makes
Noah Hawley does an unbelievable job, and he's got Alien coming out now. With Timothy Oliphant, next year I think it is. That should be unbelievable. And this guy can write, direct, fantastic job. It's just the last couple seasons, maybe we're getting a little thin on finding these bizarre crimes that happen up in the Minnesota, Dakota area.
Well, the last season taking place in Oklahoma with Chris Rock, that was a stretch.
Right.
From the previous season. But
this one I give a solid 3 to.
Yeah, it is. It wasn't horrible. It just was different.
Worth watching, though. Definitely worth watching.
Definitely worth watching. Keep this series going.
I have mentioned I'm watching Ted. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm still getting... I've given up on Obliterated. I don't have the time for this.
There you go.
But we have 2 new entries. True Detective Night Country.
That I am planning on
I have watched the first episode. Dude, this is all I'm going to say to you. I have not watched the second one yet. Both first and second episodes out now. I've watched the first. Allusions to John Carpenter, The Thing.
Nice. It kind of looked like it was going to have that feel in the previews.
Allusions to. Obviously, this is not a sci-fi.
No, it's not.
But,
This is...
but it has a couple references to the all-time greatest horror movie ever, which is John Carpenter's The Thing.
Beautiful.
Now, here's the one where I got to talk for a minute. All right. Dave and I both, we read the same type of books. We watch the same type of shows and movies in a certain respect. We believe in the hero, the flawed, the detective, the old gringo western, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
We believe in that archetype, that character.
The character, he's basically good, but he'll do what
He's
needs
flawed.
to be done.
He's flawed, but he's good. He will take care of you. He will protect you. So I alluded to the fact that I will have a review next week. My book review will be a 6-year-old book involving Philip Marlowe. Of course, Philip Marlowe, Raymond Chandler's classic detective, played on the screen by anybody from Elliot Gould to James Garner to
Humphrey Bogart.
Yes. Book came out about 6 years ago where Philip Marlowe is in his 70s and is investigating insurance fraud down in Mexico. Then I started to think about, well, didn't I just watch this story play out with Denzel Washington as Robert McCall in The Equalizer 3, where he's just trying to get away and he gets sucked back in again. He's overseas, he gets sucked back in again to trying to protect people when all he wants to do in the end is be left alone. And I'm reading this book where it's Philip Marlowe down in Mexico, same thing. He reluctantly takes a case.
Just let me be.
Yes. Shame on AMC, number one. Shame the fuck on AMC for not promoting this series more. I did not even realize it was on until last weekend. And it's already 2 episodes in. We talked about it once when we heard about it last fall. Monsieur Spade is on AMC right now. Classic Dashiell Hammett detective Sam Spade is in France, trying to get away from everything. He's called it quits. He's done. He's retired. Gets drawn back into a heinous crime. And let me tell you this. Yes, I'm watching Dave write this down. Dave, you got to watch this. You have got to watch this. This is so well done. You can watch it on demand on AMC. Clive Owen, you guys.
Oh, come on.
Clive Owen playing Sam Spade.
Oh.
He is channeling Humphrey Bogart. He is unbelievable.
Beautiful. I love it.
And the thing is, you got to get to the end of the first episode because you're sitting there. It's very dense. It's very complicated, but that's good for smart people like us because it challenges us.
The complex,
yes,
multi-story line.
Very complicated. You don't know who's right, who's wrong, who's good, who's bad. You got a 15-year-old girl. You've got dead women. Sam Spade's past is explained at the beginning and how he ends up in France, why he's there, and then we travel back. The current story takes place in the early 60s. And let's just say there's a heinous crime that happens at the end of episode 1 that he is forced to solve. And so that's where we're going, is we're trying to to follow Sam Spade as he gets sucked back in again. There you go.
Just
Third
get-
one I'm talking about here between the Equalizer, Robert McCall,
They just won't let you go.
Sam Spade, Philip Marlowe. You can't walk away from it. You're going to get sucked back in again. And I'm telling you, 2 episodes in, this show is fucking unbelievable. I love it. I love it.
Excellent.
So I recommend this to everybody, including my compatriot, the Conquistador. And again, True Detective Night Country, damn good too. So
There we
we
go.
lose a couple with Fargo and with Reacher going
Now
away, and we get a
gain
couple more in. I mentioned Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Debuts on Paramount Plus on the 25th of January. So already you guys should be able to watch it. Check it out. It's fantastic. Resident Alien is back February the 14th.
All right.
So we've got that coming back.
God, please let it go back to the type of season 1.
And of course, the massive, big, monstrous news with the Royal Rumble coming up this Saturday. Yes, today, the 27th, as this hits. I feel awful about this. I think this is a terrible decision. I think this is going to alienate a lot of the fan base.
As Raw makes the transition to streaming.
If you have not heard, Monday Night Raw will be moving to Netflix on a 10-year deal worth $5 billion. Now, Peacock will hold on to the rights to the
big events,
quote-unquote pay-per-views until March of 2026, but you know damn well they're going to shift over to Netflix at that point in time.
Con!
Well, this is what we're worried about with the NFL. You said it on our sports edition a couple weeks ago when we talked about the exclusive wild card game on Peacock.
And then
this is worse to me.
This is
worse because this is a weekly show.
Frickin' week that you're screwing people out of watching.
So you had Raw on USA, you had NXT on USA, and you had SmackDown on Fox. Now you're going Netflix, CW, USA. Number one, you're confusing the shit out of everybody.
Nobody's going to find what they want to watch.
But number two, the big thing is the 3-hour Monday Night Raw going to basically pay TV.
For shame, for shame.
And Dave, what do you think is going to happen to the monthly subscription price for Netflix?
Oh, it's going to go up. Everything is going up. Everything's going to cost you $20 a month.
And I'm telling you, if they don't kill cable TV, some of these companies are going under because they have got to figure out a way.
They can't keep going with this. They can't keep raising the prices. People are going to balk.
And what did I tell you the minute YouTube TV announced that they were getting the NFL Sunday ticket?
The prices were going to go up.
And what happened?
Prices went up.
Yep.
Because the Sunday frickin' ticket is a subscription on its own.
But
you cannot charge everybody else to have it.
But they did.
That's bullshit.
And that's what Netflix is going to do. Even if you don't want to watch the WWE, you're going to pay for it. Our moments of silence. Now, I remember my parents watching CBS Sunday Morning with Charles Osgood.
The Osgood Files.
And I'll tell you, there's something about his mannerisms, the way he handled things that I miss
He
when it
handled
comes
with
to
class,
yes,
and straightforward, no nonsense, presented the facts.
grace and dignity.
No opinion, just presented it as is. He
Wouldn't that be
reported.
awesome if we could get that back again?
God, if only. If only.
And we wouldn't have to deal with Rachel Maddow and Sean Hannity and all the idiot talking heads out there.
God rest his soul. Charles Osgood has passed away at 91.
Director Norman Jewison, known for Fiddler on the Roof and Moonstruck, has passed away.
Haven't seen either.
David Emge. Now, do you know who this guy is? Yeah, you're smiling at me. You know who he is. Because this is the kind of guy you and I know. You and I know. Nobody else out there. Who the hell is David Emge? But you and I know who he is.
We know who he is.
He was Flyboy in Dawn of the Dead. The original.
The original.
Not the remake. The original Dawn of the Dead. The helicopter pilot.
Yep.
I remember seeing Dawn of the Dead at a midnight movie with beer bottles rolling down
God.
the aisles. I'm telling you, it was a blast.
It was good stuff.
Yep. Are you tired of getting body slammed by the mainstream sports media? Are you sick of their lame trash talk? Check out Sports Frenzy 2.0 with a tag team of the Maestro and the Conquistador. Pile drive those jackasses into submission. Available on all major podcast hosts, including Spotify, Anchor, Google, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Apple, Overcast, and Castbox. Kev Dave slap a figure 4 on all the major sports networks who lie, kiss ass, and refuse to take names. New episodes drop every Thursday with new weekend edition episodes every Saturday. And that's the bottom line, 'cause Sports Frenzy said so. So then we have also got Mary Weiss of the Shangri-Las.
Old school rock and roll.
Leader of the pack.
Vroom vroom.
One of the great songs. Great old school rock and roll songs. Leader of the pack, the Shangri-Las. Mary Weiss has left us. Music still hanging on with music. Dave kind of looked at me cross-eyed when I mentioned this one, but Melanie has passed away. The song Brand New Key was her big hit.
Okay. Doesn't ring a bell. Doesn't open any doors.
And then finally, Gary Graham, one of those B-level actors you would recognize. You see his face, you know him from dozens upon dozens of shows. Most notable, maybe, for the TV series Alien Nation. All right, Dave, what time is it?
It's time to pivot. Pivot.
I think it is time for us to play a little round of Red Foreman's Dumbass or Not to wrap up the weekend.
I think we shall. Let us begin.
I have 5 contestants for
For
us here. Now, we didn't have anything with the sports edition this past week, so got to make up for it here with the pop culture stuff. I don't like to bring politics in. I don't. I really don't, but every once in a while,
Sometimes it's got to be done.
Representative Max Frost, Democrat from Florida, drafted a bill, put it forth to Congress this week, to remove the Statue of Liberty.
What a dumb fuck. This is
Wasting
beyond
our time and money.
This is beyond dumbass.
Yeah, because he says, all the fighting we're doing about immigration, we might as well just remove the Statue of Liberty. And so, of course, he actually spent the time, his people spent the time to draft a bill saying that we should remove the Statue of Liberty.
How about we remove him for stupidity? These people are... Why do you keep voting in these dumb assholes?
That's the question.
Stop putting these morons back in power. This is the shit that you people keep putting in over and over and over again.
Because you're too lazy to do the research, to look at the history of the people running for office. Yes, I know, it's a corrupt system.
90% of the people in Washington do not belong there.
Do the research. Do the research. Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe. God bless him.
One of the ageless ones.
Yeah. How is he, like 90? He still looks like he's 40. He's like Tom Cruise, man. While I was watching Mission Impossible.
Like Paul Rudd.
Yeah. They just don't
age. You look at everybody else that he was in movies with, how rough they're looking, and he's just like, do.
I'm having an Atkins bar. I'm having an Atkins bar.
Like he's still straight out of The Outsiders.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean he's mentally sharp. Otherwise, I wouldn't be mentioning him in this segment. For the Golden Globes. Now, Rob Lowe obviously has a lot of friends in Hollywood. He knows a lot of these great actors and actresses, and so he gets things confused a little bit. So Robert Downey Jr. at the Golden Globes won Best Supporting Actor for Oppenheimer.
Right.
And Rob Lowe kicks out a quick text to congratulate him, but he sends it to Bradley Cooper. Who, of course, was up for Maestro.
Oops.
I don't know. I would want to forgive him for this, but at the same time, you gotta be a little bit smarter than this. You know, you gotta be. Your birthday was this past week. By the way, happy birthday.
Thank
you.
To
the Conquistador.
Much appreciated.
What, 37 years old?
Yes.
But would I text Al Bowling and say happy birthday, Al, on your birthday? No. Pork and Beans. One of the cherished former members of the Sports Frenzy troupe, by the way.
Yes.
Southwest Airlines flight attendant Chrissy Lofton made the dumbass mistake of approaching a man on a flight thinking he was Snoop Dogg. Asking him, could you stand up and take a picture with me, a selfie? And so, of course, posted the picture all over social media. Another passenger says, oh my God, that's Snoop Dogg. She does the same thing. Guess what, people?
It wasn't
Snoop Dogg. Now, good for the guy who they thought was Snoop. Very nice guy by all accounts. Played along.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. But the fact that you put your idiocy out there on social media. Look, I'm standing next to this guy who looks like Snoop Dogg, but I think it's Snoop Dogg.
But you're a dumbass.
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Now, I've expressed my disdain for Hollywood and how it's trying to meet certain quotas. Blackish, remember that show, Blackish?
Yeah.
Which I still think is racist. Nobody watched it, but it somehow was able to stay on TV for what, 2-3 years at least.
Yeah, they were trying to give it a go.
Well, the creator of Blackish, Kenya Barris, you and I have talked about this before. There are certain movies, TV shows
that are sacrosanct. Don't fucking touch them.
Creator of Blackish, Kenya Barris, is remaking It's a Wonderful Life.
Why?
She wants to do it as a perspective from a person of color.
Okay. Guess what? I didn't watch the original. I sure as hell ain't gonna watch this one.
But isn't this one of those things you don't fuck with?
Yeah, it's a classic. Idiot. Dumbass.
And finally, now this is a pet peeve of mine, personally, because we've talked about this over the last couple months. We've had it with Martin Scorsese, we've had it with Christopher Nolan, and now Oliver Stone jumps in.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, when's the last time that fucker made a good movie?
It's been a long damn
Here's
time.
the best part. As we talked about the Oscar nominations, and we talked about, Margot Robbie didn't get nominated for Barbie, and Greta Gerwig didn't get nominated as director for Barbie. Little interview from 2023, early 2023, resurfaced this past week, where Oliver Stone talked about, again, I'm drawing this back to what we've discussed with Martin Scorsese and Christopher Nolan acting like the common people, you and I, and those who listen to this podcast. We don't get to decide. We don't get to like what we want to like. We have to only like what they like. The depressing, serious, nasty, awful shit.
Yeah.
You can't have fun at the movies. You can't have fun at the movies. When was the last time?
Has to be serious.
When was the last time you walked out of a Martin Scorsese movie saying, "Hey, that was fun"?
Never.
Robert De Niro, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Dead, dead, dead.
That's all Scorsese can do.
Well, Oliver Stone, who's worse, by the way.
Oh, he's a pretentious douchebag from hell.
This is the man who gave us Natural Born Killers, one of the most offensive movies I've ever seen in my life.
One of the most overrated, worthless pieces of film ever.
Now, he gave us Platoon. Platoon was awesome.
Platoon was fantastic. But Natural Born Killers was awful.
This is the man who came out last year and said, before, by the way, Barbie came out, he decided to start ripping into Barbie and Ryan Gosling, saying this type of movie is leading to the infantilization. Yes, mouthful, kids. Infantilization of Hollywood. Ryan Gosling should do better. He should not be involved in movies like this. Did he do this just for the money? And then it gets worse. Now, of course, easy target now is the comic book movies. He rips into Marvel.
Everybody rips into Marvel now.
Yeah, it's easy now.
Over.
It's easy now.
It's easy now. When
3-4 years ago.
No,
after
they
Endgame, when they were brilliant.
They were ruling the world.
Right. Of course, rips into Fast and Furious. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Ripped into John Wick.
Oh, Hell no.
said he fell asleep dozens of times during John Wick. And I'm like, you are a fuckwad. You are an absolute fuckwad.
You are the elitist assholes everybody hates.
Guess what, Dave? When these comments resurfaced, of course, on the heels of Barbie being nominated for Best Picture, Oliver Stone apologized.
Oh, gee.
He spoke ignorantly because he hadn't seen the movie yet.
Dip fuck.
Here's my question to Oliver Stone. Number one, we talked about the man, the myth, the legend, Clint Eastwood earlier, and the movies he starred in and directed. And I would watch 20 or 30 minimum movies that he has been in or directed before I'd watch one piece of shit that you've made. And I don't see Clint Eastwood out there ripping on Barbie, ripping on Ryan Gosling, ripping on John fucking Wick.
Oliver Stone, you are the biggest dumbass of the week.
I want to throw Christopher Nolan and Martin Scorsese. I'm tired of these pretentious. And I know Nolan's riding high right now with Oppenheimer. And
still,
he's a great director.
But don't be an asshole.
But because somebody didn't like one of your few misfires with Tenet.
Guess what?
Don't go out and say.
Tenet sucked.
Yeah, don't go out and say, well, you people don't get to review my movies. That should be left to the professionals.
We are the people who go to see your stupid fucking movies. We will review them, recommend them to friends and family, or not. And guess what? We don't recommend Tenet.
Yeah, and why don't you professionally suck my dick? How about that? I cannot stand pretentious people like this. I can't stand it. Yes, they make movies. They get handed hundreds of millions of dollars to make movies to entertain us. And
yeah,
guess what?
Entertain us. Don't fucking tell us what to do.
And yes, if I want to go watch fucking Superman 47, I'm going to watch it. You don't get to tell me if I get to like it or not. You're the same people that rip on Donald Trump, Joe Biden, whoever you hate in politics for telling people how to think and how to feel. Yet you're doing the exact same goddamn thing, you hypocrites.
And that's all Hollywood is.
Shut up! Make movies, make music, entertain us. That's it. That's your mission. Take your God-given talent, which you should be cherishing, which we're all jealous of.
You have the opportunity to have fun and be creative. Don't fucking tell us what to think, what to believe, what we can and cannot enjoy.
And on that note,
thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed this show.
Yeah, all the shouting there at the end, that's my bad. Probably didn't help with the hangover. You know.
No, they're over it by now.
But next week, Dave and I will be right back. We've already told you. We've got Mark Knopfler's new song. We have got new Judas Priest. We have got new Blackberry Smoke.
And whatever the hell else we watch.
Well, I'll be going through on Monsieur Spade and
I got a lot to catch up on.
True Detective Night Country. Those two I'm into now that Reacher and Fargo are done, so.
There we go.
All right, kids. Until next week.
Adieu, parting is such sweet sorrow.
What are you trying to do, the Monsieur Spade thing?
Sure, what the hell.
He's a conquistador.
He's the maestro.
We'll talk to you next week, kids. Take care.